It says going live. You're live.
Let us know. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, Mr. Weber is going to give us a presentation on the 2021-2022 school year proposed budget.
Everybody can hear me if I talk loud? Okay. Thank you, Susan. So, not really a budget presentation per se, more just a very brief update on where we are with the budget and what it's looking like as far as our proposed budget to submit to the town. As we know, this budget is still subject to change between now and our April public hearing. But for the most part, it's 99% is what we see tonight will be what we are approving in April. So the first thing, and I don't like to start out with bad news, but as been communicated earlier, previously, we did lose approximately $373,000 in state aid, which was not expected and caused us to certainly reach how we were constructing the budget for the upcoming school year. And you can see how that state aid compares to where we've been since 2014-15, and then at the bottom, how that compares to them, certainly a reduction. So in that time span of 8 years, we're receiving less for our services to go up. Just a projection on where we stand with some of our resident expenses. This is certainly not everything, but comprising a bulk of what makes up our budget. Taking a look at our state aid and local taxes comprising about 83%, give or take, of the overall budget. And there's obviously other revenue sources that factor in there, tuition being one of them, as well as expenses. Again, your typical budget, personnel and benefits will make up anywhere from 75 to 80+% of your budget. And ours is right on that mark. I think we look for right now 75% on personnel and benefits. Another thing to keep in mind is the potential tax burden, tax increase for the community, and we are very cognizant of that and try to keep that as low as possible. We are subject to a 3% local tax levy without going to the voters to exceed that amount. So this year, that estimated tax increase is going to come out to 1.17%. Now, the question might be, we went out 2%, how is the 1.17% tax increase? And that has to do with some reduction in debt service. Or increase, the amount of debt service that we have has been reduced. So that impacts the tax rate for our tax base. So, put it another way, this is what the expected difference is going to be for our homeowners. So if we look at for every $100,000 assessed on your home value, this is what your difference will be. We're looking at approximately $12.40 for the year, which comes out to a little over $1 for the month. So less than a cup of coffee, coffee costs more than $1 now, so $2. So we're making half a cup of coffee, and we're looking at each month for 100,000 assessed. And then some of the things that we were able to continue with in the budget, and I think it's important to note, what I'd really like to highlight is that we are not losing any staff, we are not losing any programs. We are maintaining those things, and that was vital to us to be able to do that. And we also know that we want to have the necessary supports and interventions in place, so we're building those not only into the budget, but also utilizing the CARES funding for that. And I have noted there for a couple of those items. And to point out our class sizes, those are based on our projected enrollment for next year, those are our approximate class sizes in the elementary school and middle school. Looking at 16 on the elementary side and approximately 20 on the middle school side, which is absolutely fantastic and really important to keep in mind as we plan for the unknown of next year. So that is just a very quick synopsis, snapshot of what our budget highlights are looking like and what we're submitting to the county to see approving. Any questions on some of the highlights?
I just have a comment. I'm really happy to see the class size flow. It really, I think it's super important. Oh, sorry. I forgot.
There I am. I just wanted to say that I'm really happy to see the class size small. I think that because everything has been in such a chaotic state, I think that's really critical for next year, particularly to make sure that the kids have the best opportunities they can. So thank you. I really appreciate that. It's important to me. So thank you.
Thank you.
So now Mr. Repper's going to give us a little presentation on our return to learning changes.
All right. So another very just quick brief update on where we stand with that. We've been talking about this for a while and have been communicating this, but just to present some highlights of where we are with our movement forward, our next steps to bring our students to school 5 days a week. So a couple weeks ago, we had sent out a questionnaire to parents asking them their thoughts on moving forward with 5 days of instruction. And the responses, over 450 of them, and I highlight the 95.2% of our in-person parents wanted to move forward with additional in-person days. And talk with colleagues from the county, that number is fairly reflective of what most districts have experienced. There were 1 or 2 outliers, but for the most part, that was reflective of the responses of other districts or receiving as well. So on the left is the right person students, on the right is virtual students. And what I'll point out from those two is the red slice is the individuals seek to change. So we have from our in-person students, there are approximately 14 of them wanting to change from in-person to virtual, and approximately 35 virtual students wanting to come back in person. So a net change of about 20 or so coming back to school. That's the overall impact for us as we move forward. So one of the things that we've been looking at as far as, can we do this, is some of the health and safety data from the state and the county. So I highlighted a couple of those things there, just for us to refer to. So we know that New Jersey is divided into 6 regions in regards to COVID. We are in the southeast region, and that region has been in the yellow category, the moderate category for several weeks now, which was a movement out of the orange category, which was more of a high risk. Okay. Just showing you the total number of cases in MullicaTownship since the pandemic began back in March of 2020. And that was, I don't believe, just a day or 2 ago, we were at 289 for MullicaTownship. District-wide, we've had 25 cases since school started. All those have come from outside contact, from families. There's not been anything to do with the school being open, and I emphasize that. Regardless of whether the school has been open or not, those cases still would have happened. So there's no in-school transmission of any COVID cases. And I just read an article today highlighting the state of New Jersey. Of the 565,000 reported cases of COVID, only 800 of them have been confirmed in-school transmissions. So a very small number of in-school transmissions, in schools being open. So then what are other districts doing in Lane County? Not that we have to do what other districts do, but it's always nice to know what they are doing. So I surveyed my colleagues last week, and I had actually every district responded. And of those, 16 districts of the 23 in the county are moving forward with increasing their in-person instruction either in March or at some point in April. 14 of the 23 districts are still operating on abbreviated days, and that's even with them making their changes this month or next month. And then 10 of those districts, so 10 of the 16, let me put it that way, 10 of the 16 that are increasing their in-person instruction are doing so to the maximum extent possible in regards to social distancing. And that was one of the questions, or that was in the questions we asked parents, is if they're okay with that. And we reference back to the Department of Ed wrote back guidance where there was mention of the social distancing, maintaining 6 feet, maintaining social distancing. Districts are allowed, and it has been, that if you are not able to maintain 6 feet, you can do so to the greatest extent possible. And that's what we're doing along with other districts. Many districts have already made that movement forward. So when you're doing that, then you have to have other mitigating factors in place, such as desk shields, which we have had, and we will continue to have, as well as making sure you have proper ventilation within your classrooms, which is one of the reasons why we were coinciding our movement to a little bit later in the spring, so that we can make use of opening the windows and outdoor learning spaces as much as possible. All right. So then just to reemphasize, we're not changing our actual school day. It's still going to be an abbreviated day. Instructional hours are not changing. We're simply allowing our students to come back 5 days per week. So that little infographic has been shared out with parents. It's on our website. But that just kind of outlines what we are doing and what we intend to do. So that's what our plan is moving forward. So, thank you.
Anyone have questions?
No question? All right. Thank you, Mr. Weber.
You're welcome.
Do we have any new business? Okay. Old business? Nope. All right. Committee reports, curriculum and policy. Carmen?
We discussed the validity of all the results for Linkit. We compared them to other years, and discussed how all these results will help for planning for programs next year, and class sizes, all the information just to prepare for next year. Discussed whether we wanted to support NCIT with the grant to expand programs. We discussed the spring sports that will be held or allowed to be held. Track and field are the two that we decided will be held. And we discussed all the, what Mr. Weber just said, the new changes for the 5 days of school.
Thank you. Finance and operations. Nick?
We discussed the wastewater treatment plant. We had a small presentation from the engineering company that we've been working with on it. We discussed some options for the septic fields, the testing that they're going to be undergoing. Then we also discussed some matters relating to Yale and their lease agreements and the facilities use, updating that. And we also discussed going out to bid for our food service company. That is it.
Thank you. Personnel and negotiations would normally be Kathy. I will go ahead and do that one. We discussed the special ed position. The interviews were complete. The candidate that was selected is under contract and is on our agenda tonight. So we will need a long-term sub to fill in until she's able to start here. We talked about staffing for next year, as Mr. Weber mentioned in the budget. We don't need to do any reductions, so we are keeping everyone. We talked about Mrs. Rodeo, who is retiring, and that is also on the agenda. And we started discussing the IT shared services contract. We were reviewing it. So that was everything for that. Any correspondence? Update? Robert?
Sure, just one quick update. Mrs. Jacoba had mentioned about discussion on spring sports. We are moving forward with that. Communication will be going out to parents here in the very near future regarding track and field, but that is a go, and we will be doing that. We're pretty certain we're going to be doing that with the Greater Area constituency schools, as well as the possibility of including FC in that season as well. So we're really excited to offer something for our students that they haven't had this year. We feel that's very important for them. So we're excited to move forward with that.
Thank you. At this time, the meeting will now be open to the public for comments. If your comment pertains to students, personnel, litigation, or negotiations, we would ask that you see the superintendent after the meeting, since the board does not generally discuss such items in public. Would anyone like to comment? All right. Can I get a motion to approve the regular and executive session meeting minutes from February 24th, 2021? Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Abstain.
Because I wasn't at that meeting.
Yeah, you should abstain. On the next one? The budget? Oh, okay. And a roll call for that one? Okay. The one question before we move on, the executive session minutes, since some people were only there for part of it, do they have to abstain from the part that they weren't part of?
They would just vote on the minutes that they received, because they received copies.
Okay.
Without that information.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we're on item 7. Can I get a motion and a second for the MullicaTownship Board of Education to approve the 2021-2022 budget items A and B, 7A and 7B?
Motion.
Can I get a second? Thank you. Can I get a roll call?
Mrs. Graham?
Yes.
Mrs. Jacoba?
Yes.
Mrs. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mrs. Mayo?
Yes.
Mr. Roner?
Yes.
Mr. Winterbottom?
Yes.
Mrs. Weil?
Yes.
Mrs. Brownhill?
Yes. Item 8 is the monthly reports, which is just informational. Item 9, can I get a motion for the MullicaTownship Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approve items 9B through 9E?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion.
Just to highlight 2 items on there very briefly. Firstly, the retirement of Louise Rodeo. We certainly thank her and appreciate her for all her years of service, and we'll be able to celebrate her retirement at the end of the year as we normally do with retirees. But just to acknowledge her years of service, we're going to miss her and wish her the best of everything moving forward. I'm sure she has lots of plans with travel and family, so we wish her the best. And then our new hire, I just wanted to point out with our new hire, Sione is a Mullica graduate. She's a Cedar Creek graduate, and she is very excited to come back to the school where she graduated from, as well as she had shared some stories of teachers who had inspired her to go into teaching. One of them is a recent retirement of the district, Joanne Scarlett. And so we're really happy to and excited to bring her back into the Mullica family. So.
Thank you. Can I get a roll call? Mrs. Rayha? Yes. Mrs. Chacalba?
Yes.
Mrs. Kurtz? Yes. Mrs. Mayo?
Yes.
Mr. Roner?
Yes.
Mr. Winterbottom?
Yes.
Mrs. Wild?
Yes.
Mrs. Brownhill? Yes. Motion carries. Can I get a motion for the Board of Education upon recommendation of the superintendent to approve items 10B through 10D?
Motion.
Second.
Can I get a roll call or a discussion? Any questions? Okay. Can I get a roll call? Mrs. Rayha? Yes. Mrs. Jacoba?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mrs. Mayo?
Yes.
Mr. Roner?
Yes.
Mr. Winterbottom?
Yes.
Mrs. Wild?
Yes.
Mrs. Brownhill? Yes. Can I get a motion for the MullicaTownship Board of Education upon recommendation of the superintendent to approve item 11B?
Motion.
Second.
Can I get a roll call? Mrs. Rayha? Yes. Mrs. Jacoba?
Yes.
Mrs. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mrs. Mayo?
Yes.
Mr. Roner?
Yes.
Mr. Winterbottom?
Yes.
Mrs. Wild?
Yes.
Mrs. Brownhill? Yes. Motion carries. Can I get a motion for the MullicaTownship Board of Education upon recommendation of the business administrator, approve items 12B through 12H? Motion?
Second.
Any discussion? I just wanted to make a correction under grants, the dollar amount should be 25,000 rather than 35,000. Any other questions or comments? Can I, is there a question? Can I get a roll call? Mrs. Rayha? Yes. Mrs. Jacobo?
Yes.
Mrs. Kurtz?
Yes.
Mrs. Mayo?
Yes.
Mr. Roner?
Yes.
Mr. Winterbottom?
Yes.
Mrs. Wild?
Yes.
Mrs. Brownhill? Yes, motion carried. This meeting will now be open to the public for comments. If your comments pertain to students, personnel, litigation, or negotiations, we would ask that you see the superintendent after the meeting since the board does not generally discuss such items in public. Any comments? All right. Then for informational, our next board meeting date is scheduled, including the public budget hearing, is scheduled for April 28, 2021, with executive session starting at 6:30 and the public portion of the meeting starting at 7 p.m. Also, I just want to remind all the board members that if you have not filled out your personal disclosure ethics forms yet, please do so. Ms. Grover sent out an email. Everyone should have received it. There's links you have to click on to fill out the documents. And when you download the form, it is a fillable PDF. If you do it on a computer, I tried to do it on my phone initially, and it is not a fillable PDF on my phone. So, but it was when I used it on my Chromebook. So just keep that in mind. I don't have a PTA update this time. Can I just add to that? Oh yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to say if you have problems uploading it, you can email it to me and I'll upload it for you. Thank you. Yeah, they will. Okay.
I tried.
It should have said submitted at the end on your screen. If you,
I didn't.
okay.
I have the same thing, Sarah. You know,
It looks like the file disappears when you press submit, but the building's already there on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PTA or MPF update? Yeah.
the only thing I'll mention for MTEF, we put out scholarship application information that is being sent to the high schools for annual scholarships. And we're trying to schedule another meeting. It's been challenging. So.
Okay. Oh, I do remember one thing for the PTA. They are doing a raffle. They have 12 different prizes. They're going to start selling tickets soon. I believe it's $20 a ticket, and it gets you into all the raffles. So If you can support the PTA, they always appreciate it.
Yeah, they've been posting the, some of the prizes on their Facebook page too. If you want to check it out. They look good.
Yeah, some of them look really good. All right. Then at this time, we can adjourn the meeting. Can I get a motion for, and a second to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Thank you very much. And hopefully we'll fix that noise before the next meeting.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Yeah.
One time. It wasn't me.
I didn't touch it.
It's an
elimination here. I didn't touch it.
elimination.
What? I think so.